Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Derelict Watcher in this third game for the second time today. A quick recap to explain things, because I don't know if I'll include the original game in the VODs or not, but basically we had about a 14-minute game go on, lots of lag, lots of problems. Lucky just could not stabilize, so BLY said, I will take a full game restart. He was offered the choice to resume from replay, wait for the lag to stabilize, or go for a full restart. He chose to go for a full restart, so we'll see if that comes into his favor. It is just as much of an advantage, I feel, for FXO Lucky as it is for BLY to correct past mistakes, but spawning here in the top right corner of the map, he's blue, he's playing for FXO. Not Navi, but actually FXO. It is Lucky. One of you twos. I don't care whose. Zervas,
okay,
go.
In the bottom left corner, we have the Zerg player playing for Acer. It is BLY.
This is the awkward, awesome TriCast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am, of course, Rifkin. I run BaseTradeTV, but I'm joined by two lovely Grandmaster Zerg players, Mind Sanity Zervas and Quanta Gaming's Masan. Those are the two awkward dopes that I'm working with right now.
Dopes?
But okay, honest question here. Zervas, you're in BLY's shoes. Knowing what you know from that previous game and choosing to go for the full restart, what do you think he's going to go for this game? I mean, obviously it's a blind guess. All you've seen is Hatch first, but I mean...
Defensive macro game.
I think he will not go for exactly the same thing. Like, maybe he will play a little bit more greedy. We just see that now he's getting Hatch first, gas, and then the pool. This is already a pretty greedy build by him. So, yeah. Maybe he will go for a huge building bust. There are some builds with like 35 drones, 2 gases, and a huge building bust, just like in the last game.
Well, you don't want him to have 84 gas being unused for a Ling all-in?
No, like, I don't like that, to be honest.
Well, see, that's like one of those mistakes where I'm saying, like, small things like that, I completely see why he wanted to restart the game instead of go for the resume from replay.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe he wasn't really focused or just something. Because he could have done, for example, +1 carapace or something like that.
You know, I really like the +1
doing
carapace
anything
rally
with it.
builds.
Yes, but they're pretty fragile sometimes.
They are, but they
Like,
transition...
If you don't get the Bailing Nest, but straight for the carapace, you can do pretty cool timings. But if you get the Bailing Nest first, kinda gets a little bit late, I feel like.
Well,
And without the Bailing Nest, it's just so huge, fragile.
I just really like it because I think it transitions the best out of most openings. I mean, you can go straight to attack and try and bank on roaches, etc., but I just like the fact that it allows you to play the early game and still transition into the mid game with an advantage instead of just transitioning to the mid game. I don't know, it's just scumbag caster point of view though, not a player like you guys.
That's not so easy to play against though. Like if the circlings of your opponent are suddenly stronger than yours, like you will have some miscalculations during the battles. Like if you have the same amount of links and just 1-1 against 1-0 for 1-1 against 0-0 for example.
Yeah, suddenly your concave isn't as good as you think it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, defensive Bailing Nest coming out. Defensive for the time being, of course. These can suddenly be turned into very aggressive Bailing Nests depending on how many Lings come out. Again, it's not even this, it's usually this wave or the next couple waves where you start to see players bank up the Zergling counts, and we'll see if someone wants to go aggressive or not. Macro game was, I believe, what Masan called. We'll see if BLY wants to do that or go for what Zervas suggested and a massive 2-base all-in.
Yeah, he's going for macro, obviously.
Yeah, especially that
At
layer.
least
I was gonna go... BLY's gonna go for mutas, I think. Just get them out real quick.
Has to be mutas. And they didn't skip the spine crawler, kinda like that. So it plays a little bit more safe. Because BLY is kinda the guy who likes to cut some corners to get an advantage. But it's not always good.
Well, Lucky's getting his own layer down. Gases are coming out. Are we gonna see Muta versus Muta again?
Yes, definitely. And BLY has a little bit of a gas lead already. Just a tiny little bit though.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
the spy
Muta
will
versus
be earlier here.
Well, I think a lot of people like misunderstand like the process of Muta versus Muta, and a lot of it comes down to that third base more than the Muta counts, because of course it's the third base that allows you to get that massive lead, that extra gas income. So sometimes, you know, if you can just shut down your opponent's third with Lings, you might have the inferior Mutalist count to start, but you'll have the superior one at the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, wasting a Baneling like that, not too good out of BLY.
Yeah, but maybe he wanted to shut down the scout completely. Like not showing his lair timing and his spire timing. So I think it was worth it to keep Lucky more in the dark.
Well, both players taking their thirds right now. Looks like BLY's going to move across and poke with about 4 Lings. There is a Spine Crawler up though, so they're going to be very limited on what they can do, sadly. Slight advantage to BLY just timings-wise. We'll see if that really pays off or not, because again, you might have one extra Mutalisk earlier on, by the time that's across the map and in your opponent's base, they've got Spore Crawlers, they've got that extra Mutalisk remade from the defender's advantage, so really nothing too decisively different for either of these players just yet. Link's trying to dodge around these Banelings. He really wants to get in there and attack that third base, but Lucky's going to say, no way, Jose. I'm actually really scared for both these players. Like if they both get their thirds up and can start binding gas, we're gonna have this huge Muta fight. But of course, when one gets it up and the other doesn't, well, first off, it sounds like a crude joke, but also it means you can get a very quick early game advantage.
Oh yeah, then it kind of looks one-sided. Like the lead of the Mutalisk just snowballs so crazy. If you have the map control and can do whatever you want to. Stuff like that.
Both going for Carapace first. As stated earlier, BLY does have his out a little bit sooner. Same with his Mutalisks. Third base
Yeah, but he forgot it. Like, BLY is even like 4 seconds behind at the upgrade. So he forgot the Carapace upgrade for a little bit of time.
My mistake. I thought BLY was the one ahead. Wow, okay.
No, actually, Lucky started the armor before making any other mutas, whereas BLY got the muta first and then made the upgrade.
Yes.
A little bit awkward. Gotta do that calculation. Who's got more wings flapping, as In Control says. I mean, the thing about this third base, too, like, even if it's just picking off the drones mining gas, all you gotta do is find, like, a small advantage. It doesn't take much to win a muta war. All you need is that one extra muta. Ling's on the ground here, soaking glaive hits as well. I mean, lots of small things. BLY does have to be careful.
The queen here. Yeah, I cannot engage because of the queen.
Well, not only that, but he's been taking damage on his mutas without returning any to BLY, or sorry, Lucky. So even without that queen there, his mutas are damaged, and Lucky's, well, he's got one that's kind of injured, and that's really it.
Yeah, but they regenerate kind of quickly, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
As long as your mutas don't die.
Overlord sniped in the southern part of the map. Ling's still trying to get that map control, getting the watchtowers out. Supply blocked, albeit barely, is BLY. And realistically, this is kind of that, from a casting point of view, not boring per se, but it's like, look, we can tell you exactly what's going to happen. One player's going to find the advantage in the muta fight, and the game's going to... It'll be a little more decisive than like Banelings like we saw in the last game, but it'll be exciting to see who can get those numbers up quicker. Currently, it's 21-18, both players with one on the Carapace, but...
Well, there are also other possibilities, like more and more people try to mix in infestors.
Yeah,
this
good
point,
fungal
like
can
getting 3
change things.
fungals off. Yeah, even if you have a small muta count then, you can just go and kill his mutas if you get the chain fungal. Or they also transition into Infestor Hydra Ultralisk. I think we saw that yesterday when Snoot was playing against Sappy? The first game on Newkirk? Yeah, I think so.
I don't know,
So it
Roaches...
looks kinda scary.
Well, normally what I would say is like Roaches tend to be the go-to, I'm done with Mutalisks, but both players going nowhere near that. Infestation Pit's on the way. We'll see if this is going to be for that quick hive or if it's just going to be straight up Infestors. I think Infestors are definitely going to be the way to go. BLY, someone very comfortable with Infestors. Seen him use it multiple times in the past. I mean, what I'd like to is he's that guy that does, 3 Infestor Burrow hit squads, Fesitarians in your mineral lines, right? But God, there's a lot of mutas out of BLY, and he's going to be very careful about this. It's a difference of 1 muta. Both players on even upgrades for the time being. Lucky's actually gone for the flyer attacks, curiously enough. BLY going for the level 2 Carapace, which I think is better if he's going to take an air fight.
Yes, the thing about this is it's just so expensive, like 225 gas.
Yeah.
So you're pretty vulnerable to timings during that time, but if you have got it, I think it's a little bit better in a meter versus meter fight. Because carapace upgrades are all in all just better. You can get +1 attack after that.
Masan, the fact that it's coming up on 15 minutes and we got 4 bases on the field for each player, I think you were right in the call of a macro game. No, the fungal growths are kind of... It's not even like a risk or a gamble, but they're just so difficult to land. And if you do land it, you win the game. But it's not an easy thing to do. And this is...
Yeah, but
God
it's
damn.
enough to catch like 10 mutas.
This is so many mutas on the field, and he's clumping them up like... I'm so scared for BLY. These infestors are on the hunt, man. Well, we got Burrow coming out of FXO lucky. Wants to be able to keep these infestors alive, even sneak them under the Mutalisk if necessary. But he's seen the Overseer on the map, so the possibility of that's going to be a little bit limited. Ling Rumbai going to hit the northern base here. This will be a great pick off for BLY. This isn't even canceled. And he can't... Ooh! Going to drive the Lings off for now, but here come the Mutalisks to try and finish the job. Does have to be careful because here come those infestors. And oh god, is BLY going to see this? Okay, good. He does. He backs off.
So careful.
But he gets the base anyways. Loses some Lings for it, but absolutely worth it. Now up a whole base on his opponent. He can start getting that bank up to go for quick remaxes. Get the extra gas out for the extra infestors. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but one base in a ZVZ can make him break the game. Although it does come down to the engagements primarily, let's not forget. Doesn't matter if you get 7 bases if you get fungled.
What could be problematic is that Lucky forgot to research his +2 carapace upgrade. So if BLY hits a timing with 2-1 against 1-1,
ooh, that's gonna be
this
nasty.
could be huge. And he's also getting the circling attacks and Burrow.
A couple drones being harassed here. I don't think he really picked up too many. In fact, no workers killed yet this game. That's a weird thing to consider.
Really?
This is a
Oh my
ZVZ
God.
with 0 workers killed at the 17-minute. Like, this is okay. Okay then. Actually, let's check the resources lost. So, still, you know, honestly, a fairly passive game. We've been paying so much attention to the dancing of the mutas, the positioning of the infestors, but realistically, neither player's been really able to do much. They've been both playing very defensively. Very defensively.
BLY going to Hive. Do you think he's gonna go for Broodlords, or is like what do you think about that? Or is he just getting Hive so that he can clear it for his meter upgrade?
My guess would be upgrades, but that's the amateur guess.
Maybe Ultras as well, I don't know.
It actually is
Like some
rarely
Ultras.
the upgrades because he only has 1 Spire and it's gonna take forever to get to finish. In fact, there's 160 seconds, 2.5 minutes until his second fire tech upgrade is done, whereas a Hive is almost done already.
I just want to point out, both players have 40 plus Mutalisks on the field right now.
Oh god.
The Overseer being with this army is so critical, being able to see those infestors coming. But oh no!
my god,
Oh no, BLY! Can he get the
Oh,
fungals?
no.
Can he get the fungals? He fungals the infestors! He's got to get a couple more. The Lings might kill them though. Fungal some of the mutas. You know, it's not much damage, but a little bit of damage might be all he needs. Those are going to get away.
Barely lives.
5 health. Oh my god.
This is huge.
Oh my god, that's 5 infestors with 5 health. That is so sick. Meanwhile, Ling's going to try and come in from behind, I think, and finish the job. Or they're just going to go straight for that 4th. Looks like they're going to go straight for the 4th. It is already low, so he's going to finish the job. Oh god, I still can't get over those fungals. That is so sad. But sniping that 4th base was not. That was actually really good there for BLY. I guess kind of sad for Lucky, but you know, both players pretty much maxed at this point. They're just getting tack out because, you know, what else are you going to do with a 4k bank of minerals and like 2k of gas?
You should
Ultras.
probably get Adrenal and Glands. I think you forgot it. It's not that typical in the matchup, but still.
That's, you know, I gotta say, that feels to me like the one upgrade that's become kind of
Yeah,
like
no.
Neo Steel Frame, where like nobody gets it anymore.
Except for me, of course.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
never forget it.
Offensive easy though.
I don't know. I think Adrenal
What
Glass
is
is
it
so
like
good.
this?
Ultra might be much better than Oh, there he goes. At least the BLY is
Yeah,
getting
but he
it.
can afford it at this point, so...
Yeah, he's getting ultras. He's got melee upgrades going from too. Like, even if this comes down to a ground fight, his Lings will win the ground fight. It's 0-0 versus what's coming up to be 2-2. Looks like he's going to keep pressuring this base. Meanwhile, the third base being hit at the exact same time. Not sure where to split up. Lucky's going to have to sacrifice this northern base once again. Oh, actually, never mind. We'll hold on with the Spine Crawler. But it is low, and we've seen BLY knock this down 3 times now. Well, Infestor's going to move out. There's that hit squad. So many Infested Terrans going to tear this down without any problems. Might even pick off some of the Mutalisks here as well. In fact, should get some of the Mutalisks here. No, actually gets none, but does get the hatchery in the end. Sick Fungals do lock down BLY's Infestors, but hey, there's still 3 more coming towards the third base. Oh, he's got to be careful.
There is a Spine Crawler, yeah.
Yeah, he's got Infested Terrans already rallied.
No.
There's a lot of Infested Terrans. Well, knocking down the Spore Crawlers doesn't seem like a lot, but it's going to allow a hole for the Mutalisks to get in if necessary.
Yeah, and it's pretty annoying as well. Like being
absolutely.
pressured like this.
And we see BLY investing a lot into static defenses. I mean, when you've got
Oh my
money,
So
why
much
not?
red. Look at the production tab, so much red.
Yeah, this is
It's beautiful to see.
Yep.
In this
all
EVZ.
the endgame tech, all at once.
Yeah, why not?
Everything but Warlords.
I gotta tell you, honestly, I'm finding this game, as passive it's been, this is a lot more exciting than watching the Baneling all-in that we saw after the game restart, because this fourth base, once again, coming under contestation. Tries to get a fungal off, or no, actually doesn't, just the Mutalisk, my mistake. But Ling's gonna come across the field. Spore Crawlers, Spine Crawlers, I mean, BLY almost can't mine from this base, because the Spine Crawlers are blocking it out so badly. But again, base here in the top left, it's so low. One Ling run by can finish this off very quickly, especially with 3-3 and Adrenal Glands.
Well, what is going to happen now, at some point there will be an engage, and after the trade, both of the players will try to remax on Ultras, most likely. So BLY with the upgrade lead looks in an okayish position, like a little bit of a better position with a bigger bank and the upgrade lead.
So many Mutas are gonna like one-shot these Spore Crawlers. Yeah, first one goes down, focuses the hatchery on the second one, and just gets out alive. Meanwhile, Lings look like they're gonna run to the top left, finish off that other base too. Lucky can't let this happen. He needs to stop these, but I think they can kamikaze it down, and they will. And now Lucky has no mining bases. Well, sort of one at the natural, but just barely. Both players go for Ultra Tech. Oh my god, Zervas. Oh my god, Masada. If we see Ultra versus Ultra, I'm gonna lose it. My Zerg fanboy is just gonna like scream and die of excitement.
You like it, right?
I want the Mutas to cancel each other out so that they're forced to remake Ultralisks. And when we see Ultras and Ultras combine, I can safely say I've never cast a game where 2 players have gotten Ultralisks.
Not? Oh.
I'm actually like super excited. You have no idea. Like this will be the first. Meanwhile, Link's getting up here into the natural, gonna pick off a couple drones, maybe even the Queen if left unattended.
Well, in an Ultra versus Ultra fight, it's pretty important to bring the Queens along to transfuse. Makes a huge difference.
Fungals
So I
going
hope
off on
they're
the
going to do
Infested
that.
Terrans. Fungals going off on the Infestors. Just spamming those Fungals out as FXO Lucky because he can. But he can't get any bases. He's got no map control. This is so rough for him. And BLY in the meantime, look at this bank. 8,000 minerals, 5,000 gas. Maxed out. What is he going to do with this? Well, he's going to remax on Ultras very easily if it comes down to it.
It's kind of funny how he's just making Lings and not Ultras.
Well, I think the mobility of the Lings is paying off a little more than the Ultras would, because you can't really send an Ultra hit squad to like the top left corner of the map.
Yeah, it's not worth it just yet. Like 1 or 2 or 3 Ultras
But the scary
wouldn't
thing
matter
is,
that much in a fight.
with how long this was taking BLY to really end the game, we have Lucky catching up on upgrades. He is now also getting all of his +3 on the way. Oh, fungal growth, most of BLY's, or sorry, Lucky's Infestors, but he backs away from it. Tons of Infested Terrans coming down. Oh my god, lots
Looks like
of
Wings of Liberty.
It really does. Fungal's going on top of the Infestarians to do a little more damage. Mutus engaging on top of Mutalisk, but BLY gets fungled, and actually backing up. FXO Luck is going to take a little concave on this initial Mutalisk. Should actually win this air fight if he does this correctly. It's 42-19, and dwindling. The fungal growth on top of the Infestors. BLY is going to lose everything, but it's not that big of a deal because of Gar's, what do you know, 34 Mutas being remade instantly. Meanwhile, Ling's going to take down this natural base while this is going on. Another hatchery snipe. I wish I was keeping track, because I think this is like, what, 8 hatcheries that have died this game at this point? Maybe more than that even? But, you know, as great of a defensive fight as that was for Lucky, that bank from BLY is just, I feel, a little too much. Because no matter what he kills, it's going to be remade. Spore Crawler is going to do a ton of damage to the Mutas. BLY just going to wait a little bit tentatively while he gets the forces over here to engage. It's 2-2 versus 3-2, but there are still fungal growth, and he's got to be careful. That backs away immediately, and now Lucky taking control of the game back under his wing will take down this hatchery, will take down these spine crawlers. Mutalisk getting fungled again, and BLY actually finally starting to make the ultra swap. But these Mutas, it's hard to tell what's going on, so we'll go with the units tab. It's just Flock versus Flock. A couple fungals still ready to go, not reusing them just yet. But Lucky definitely with the advantage, 37 Mutas to 21. He'll take down this base, he'll take down the lower right base, and he should be able to back off for the time being. But you know, as good as Mutalisk are, you know, they don't really do a lot to Ultras, even with upgrades.
No, not at all.
Is it possible? I don't actually know this. Is it possible to reduce damage to 0 in this game? Like, could the third glaive bounce do 0 damage?
Oh, what happens is that if you have more armor than the tech, or damage itself.
Like, I know it cancels out the damage, but I'm saying, can it be reduced to 0, or does it just natively go to 1?
It's not. For example, if you have 2 armor to 1 damage, it takes 2 hits to do 1 damage. It works like that.
Oh, okay.
So however many armor that it went over, it takes that many hits to get 1 HP down.
So I can't heal my own units? Oh. Fading with drones.
Well, you know, Ling fights are a little bit funny because, of course, it's adrenal glands versus non-adrenal glands. So we do see BLY take the fight until the Mutalisk show up. You know, I'm a little worried maybe his confidence might bite him in the ass here because this is his 3rd max of an army that still hasn't fully taken out FXO Lucky's initial army. Now, there's a lot of Ultras here, and there's very little that's going to be done to stop them. Meanwhile, BLY continuing with the Ling hit squads. Oh, I'm sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm a little bit afraid for BLY in the sense that his infestor count is at 4, yet he's at same ultra count. No, same muta count. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be as long. Oh
God, this base again.
That's why I have 3 cracklings. Oh my god.
That's like fungal. Oh, but look at the fungals on the Mutas.
Oh my god.
BLY gonna lose on the Mutas.
So
one more fungal. He needs one more fungal. He's got to retreat. He can't fight this. He'll lose all of his Mutas, but oh my god. Lucky. Oh, Lucky.
Every single ultra list.
Losing ultras to Mutas. That is awkward to see. Sick fungal out of BLY, but it's not going to be enough. It's just 1. Oh my god.
3 more, but even then, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he's transfusing the Mutas. He has split the Mutas up too, so they don't all get bumped upon. Ultra's just going to try and soak some of the hits if he can. Queens are just being melted like butter. Same with the Ultras. Oh god, and here come the Infestors. Meanwhile, BLY's cleared out the main base. He's cleared out the natural base. If he can somehow hold this, it's not going to be easy, but if he can, he's cleared out all of the tech of his opponent. Lucky can't even make Lings right now.
The Spire goes down, though.
Meanwhile, on top, middle part of the map, Lucky trying to get some Banelings in out of desperation. I don't know if BLY can hold this is the scary thing.
I think his best chance is just go for a base trade up. Ooh. Oh. Almost.
Some of the Infestors do get taken out by those Lings. Gonna go for some more fungals. Can he get them off? No, the Infestors are taken out. And now it's Muta versus Muta. And BLY may have just come back to the brink of defeat. He's got the Corruptors here. You're going to be able to do just enough, I think, to really make this work. The Muta count is looking very grim here for BLY, but it's 18 versus 19, 14 versus 17. The numbers are just dwindling. And like I said, I think at the end, the Corruptors plus the Spore Crawlers will keep BLY in this game.
Yeah. The BLY
This
hold.
is so close.
Oh my
Okay.
god. I'm so glad they went for a full game restart at this point, guys. You have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Now, we're not getting the ultras versus ultras that I wanted, but this has been so dynamic and so close, so clutch. Lucky has got essentially no mining going on right now. He's trying to get his one base going, but that's really it. Ling's going to hit by and, oh, shut this down. And again, when it comes to Ling versus Ling fights, regardless of upgrades, BLY has the adrenal glands. That extra attack speed is going to pay off huge.
Yeah, that's why I get it. Masan.
Well, European Zerg versus non-European Zerg. Same kind of like we have the casters here.
Both GM. What's better?
Well, in this instance, it's looking to be BLY, but Banelings are clearing out the mining base of BLY. The Spine Crawlers are going to try and hold on to this. The hatchery in the south does fall, but of course he's got this upper left base operational. Couple mutas cleaned up, the Lings around the field. Where are BLY's mutas? Oh, they're cleaning up here in the south. Okay. Oh my god, the amount of trading going on right now, like, it might not be a full-on base trade end the game all-in scenario, but there's a ton of base trading going on. BLY has, of course, been doing this from minute 1 of the game, but Lucky now getting in on the action. This top left base has nothing to defend it. Oh god, rest in peace, drones.
Rip in
You know,
peace.
BLY up tends to buy out. However, the majority of that is in drones, so BLY actually have way less army supply.
Yes, and the 4 infestors on the map can also make a huge deal.
Yeah, free units,
Yeah.
fungals, whatever he decides to go with them.
Oh yeah. BLY has 4. Lucky has only 3, okay.
I gotta give BLY the biggest props, though. He's been utilizing his Zerglings to an almost
Oh,
perfect
yeah.
extent, I feel, this game.
Yeah, he's always been active with them, making counterattacks and stuff like that. That's pretty good.
That was very darn good. This is... You know, this is coming up on 40 minutes. This was not what I expected at all out of this series.
Look at the resources lost.
Oh
Like
my
units
god.
lost.
That is... Oh my goodness. I think it's safe to say there's a lot of resources lost.
Buys. Like he mined just so much more, so it can be more cost inefficient. But he
Yeah.
denied so much mining from Lucky, so when he's going to stabilize, he will have more money. I mean, Lucky, because his bases aren't nearly as mined out as BLY's are.
Oh god, BLY, he's gotta be careful. He might lose this hive. Gonna focus the macro hatchery for now.
Doesn't
know-
matter too much at this point, at least.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, most of this game's gonna be decided with Lings, I feel. I don't think we're gonna see another big swell in mutas. There's no way for either player to get the economy up for infestors. No ultras, I think. Like, this is gonna be Ling versus Ling. And if that's what it's gonna be, BLY's gonna win the game. He's got those adrenal glands. That one upgrade could make and break this game. Not even could, I think it will. I'm just gonna put my money, like, everything on the table. Like, I think BLY's gonna win this game because of adrenal glands.
But still, it's pretty hard for a Zerg to engage into a base of the other Zerg player.
Yeah, like, neither player
Because
really
of
wants
one
to.
spore crawler or like
Yeah.
2 spines, and you cannot really engage cost efficiently into it.
And the economy is so desperate for both players right now. BLY a little bit better with his income, but of course Lucky's getting another base up here in the north. We got idle drones going down here in the south. I mean, everything counts at this point. All the little mistakes are that much bigger of a deal when you're 40 minutes in and nobody has any money. I don't know, guys. This is... This is the calm before the storm, and I'm really scared.
Well, the BLY is almost doubling Lucky's supply, so what Lucky wanna do right now is to try to take that extra base going on, because the BLY has a 2-base mining going on at the moment, like spot right now.
Yeah, but the supply is 72 lings compared to the 15 lings. If all 15 of
Yeah.
those lings become banelings, those 72 lings are a lot less scary. I mean, he
Sure.
doesn't really have the gas to do that. He's got to dedicate to these hit squads, but I mean, if it came down to that sort of like, just A move versus A move, you know? But BLY's gonna keep cleaning up lings, and gosh, he's got so many, guys. I don't even know what there is left to be said at this point. It's not that it's even one-sided, which quite frankly it is, but it's the fact that both players are continuing to shut each other down in their respective ways. No one can really attack. I think if BLY maxes out, he'll be the one to be the aggressor for sure, but for the time being, all we're going to see are these continued Ling hit by run squads. But, oh, Hydralisks. Interesting choice. What do you guys make of this? The swap to Hydras this late in the game with no tech behind them.
I don't like the fact that he's not gonna have any upgrades for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll have the armor, but that's really is. I guess I think Lucky is anticipating BLY making more mutas than he is Lings, not the other way around. That's my only explanation for the Hydra swap.
But still, like 3/3 mutas would just run over the
Yeah.
0/3 Hydralisks.
I mean, their damage
They
is gonna
just
be a
don't
nice.
do any damage.
They'll be a nice addition, I guess, but the Lings, man. Well, actually, not even Lings. Now we have Ultras coming out. I said we weren't going to see any more Ultras in this game. I'm glad I was wrong. We got 3 on the way for BLY.
I think he saw the Hydras and decided to make the Ultras, because Ultras are the ultimate counter
Yeah.
to Hydras.
To anything.
All that sick
Oh.
armor.
Yeah.
Well, Spineclaw is trying to reposition themselves, kind of realize like there's no point holding on to this base. Let's go more northward. While this teeters out, guys, we'll link this in chat so you can see. There's the brackets. So what's going to be happening? The semifinals are being held to be played while this is going on, to my understanding. Actually, no. One of them was already played. Elfie versus Damaga played out, so I guess, well, it makes sense with how long this was taking. So Elfie actually took Damaga out 2-1 as in the finals of the ZOTAC Monthly Cup. Winner of this will go on to fight FXO Tassadar. And it's going to be ZVP no matter what for the next game. But the question is, which Z will fight the P? Alright, Muta's still trying to get around here. This is ridiculous. This is such a turtle at this point. And the sad thing is, like, if you're going to turtle like this, it's not like when you turtle as a Terran player where you can effectively come out ahead. You're always going to take damage as a Zerg player, no matter what. I just don't know what to make at this point. Like, the Ultras, I think, will be the killing blow. But, of course, BLY doesn't know how his opponent's doing. He doesn't know that he's up double the supply. Supply. I'm sorry, it's just that point in the game.
So bad.
But okay, the Ultra's gonna storm up through. Looks like he's got him on the front lines. He's got infestors for this, and this will be the killing blow. I just can't see Lucky holding this. He's got so many spine crawlers down, but I just feel it's so irrelevant. There's not enough SimCity for the Hydras to hide behind.
Hard to tell, but I think Ultralisks are just so good.
Does he not have chitinous plating?
No, he doesn't. He never upgraded that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's gonna come into effect a little bit here. I mean, 3 armor's still good, but of course having the extra 2 is massive. Meanwhile, Lucky just trying to get the spawning pool up so he can start making units again. But here we go.
Here it
Finally,
comes.
the push from BLY. Ultras. This is why Ultras don't do so good at run-bys. 3 spine crawlers are defeating these Ultras through SimCity. God, that was awkward to
they're
watch.
not.
Meanwhile, Great Fungal's going off on the Mutalist and the Hydralisk here, going to hold them in place. The Ultra's going to try and chop them to bits. Ultra's doing a fair amount of damage here to the ground, but it's just not enough. The infested Terrans walling in the infestors. This is going to be it. Lucky now has no workers on the field, no supply behind this. Good game is called. Oh,
GG.
take a breather.
I know it's